Welcome to the AXA Engineers podcast, episode 11. Today we're really diving deep, aren't we? We're looking into something pretty fundamental.
We are. It's about how AXA Engineers takes these, complex visions for land development
Yeah, these big ideas.
and turns them into actual, tangible realities on the ground.
Through their very systematic approach.
Mm.
It's all about process, it seems.
Absolutely. Digitally driven, process focused. And it's crucial information, I think, for anyone exploring, well, the whole world of civil engineering outsourcing.
Definitely. If
Yeah.
you're in that space, you know how complex it can get. AXA Engineers seems to offer this blend of precision, predictability.
And real value, not just aspirations, but things they actually deliver.
So, yeah, lean in. If you're looking for ways to make projects more certain, less chaotic, you might find some real aha moments here. And hey, before we jump right in, just a quick reminder, if you enjoy these deep dives, please do think about following us on whatever platform you use.
Yeah, and comments, reviews, they honestly help us figure out what you find useful, what you want more of.
Exactly. Helps us bring more content like this to you. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's unpack this whole land development challenge. When we talk about the big hurdles, what usually comes to mind first? Maybe a construction mistake? Or a design flaw discovered too late?
Right, those are the visible things. But actually, what AXA Engineers consistently finds, based on their, years of experience, is that the real critical failure points often happen way earlier, like way before anyone's even thinking about digging.
Before the shovel hits the dirt.
Exactly. It's often this disconnect. You have this grand vision, right? A beautiful near community maybe, or a huge industrial site.
Ambitious stuff.
Very, but then you have the messy reality. Regulations, site conditions, is the market even there for it?
The practicalities.
The practicalities. If you don't rigorously test that initial vision against those realities, the land, the law, the market, it can just fall apart, even with the best intentions.
That initial misalignment.
That's it. And it's fascinating, really. AXA Engineers, with their, 15-plus years doing this, they've seen projects stumble right there. The financial hit, the timeline blowouts. It's often traced back to not getting that foundation right.
So they emphasize doing the hard work up front.
Hugely. Front-loading those rigorous feasibility studies, the deep dives into regulations. It's not just box ticking. It's about making truly informed, predictive decisions before you commit serious capital.
Predictive decisions. I like.
Take a project they handled, Tranquil Valley, big, complex community development. They managed to avoid those really costly setbacks, the budget killers, the schedule nightmares, precisely because they nailed down all those variables early on, informed choices made proactively.
That kind of foresight.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking into civil engineering outsourcing, that's exactly what you need, isn't it?
It's indispensable. You need a partner who prioritizes that forward thinking, who builds that solid understanding from day one. It prevents so many headaches later.
It really does make perfect sense. It's like you wouldn't just jump in the car for a cross-country trip without a map, right?
Right.
You'd want the route, the stops, potential road closures, maybe even weather forecasts.
You'd plan it meticulously.
And AXA Engineers calls this early planning their foundational blueprint. And they say, get this, successful developments are 90% planned before a shovel is used.
Wow.
90%. That number is just mind-boggling when you think about the scale of these projects.
It really is. It speaks volumes about the level of certainty they aim for, which, let's be honest, is pretty rare in this industry.
So how do they actually guarantee that level of planning? What does that foundational blueprint actually involve?
Well, that 90%, it's not just a marketing slogan. It reflects a really deep commitment to process. The blueprint itself isn't static. It's this evolving framework. It's designed specifically to bridge that gap between the high-level vision and the nitty-gritty details of actually making it happen.
So bridging vision and execution.
Exactly. And it leans heavily on digital tools, digital precision, and that regulatory foresight right from the very start.
Because the common idea is land development starts with earth moving.
Right. That's the misconception. For AXA Engineers, the real heavy lifting, the foundational work, happens way before that. It involves meticulous market research, not just a quick look, but really digging in to confirm there's genuine, quantifiable demand.
Okay.
Then, thorough legal analysis. Understanding every single constraint, every opportunity tied to that piece of land. Zoning, easements, environmental regs.
All the legal hurdles.
All of them. And crucially, creating a comprehensive digital model. This isn't just a picture. It's a dynamic, data-rich representation of the whole thing.
Like a virtual sandbox.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Skipping this intense analytical stage, that's where the big risks creep in. We've seen projects get outright rejected by regulators late in the game, or designs that look great on paper but just can't be built because of some unforeseen site condition.
Ouch. Costly mistakes.
Hugely costly. And then there are the endless scope changes that just bleed budgets dry. So this holistic digital-first strategy that AXA Engineers employs, it's really a cornerstone of effective, risk-averse civil engineering outsourcing.
It sounds like it. Preventing problems instead of just reacting to them.
Precisely. It gives clients a level of predictability that's, frankly, pretty hard to find otherwise.
Okay, so that foundational work sounds incredibly thorough. But let's dive into that first active stage. Vision and research. How does AXA Engineers take what might just be a dream on a napkin and start grounding it, making it real?
Right. Well, for AXA Engineers, this vision and research stage is far more than just brainstorming. It's deeply analytical, almost scientific in a way.
Yeah.
It means, first off, those detailed market studies we mentioned, really rigorous stuff. They use various data sources, sometimes proprietary ones, to confirm demand. Is there really an appetite for this type of housing here? Is the commercial space viable? It's about validating the core concept against market realities.
Fact-checking the dream.
Exactly. Fact-checking the dream. And that's paired with comprehensive feasibility analyses, looking at it from all angles.
Technical and financial.
Both. Can it physically be built on this specific site? Considering geology, existing infrastructure, environmental factors, and crucially, does it pencil out financially? Will it provide the expected ROI?
So they're stress testing the idea from the get-go.
Absolutely. It ensures that the vision isn't just floating out there, but it's firmly anchored in the realities of the market, the site, and the finances.
And that kind of initial due diligence, well, for anyone looking at civil engineering outsourcing partners, that has to be non-negotiable.
It absolutely should be. Getting that initial assessment right is fundamental.
And I heard they use some pretty advanced tech here. You mentioned digital tools. I saw something about Autodesk InfoWorks. How does that specific software help ground the project? Does it give them an edge?
Oh, absolutely. Technology integration is key to their whole process. InfoWorks is a great example. It allows AXA engineers to pull together incredibly diverse data points into one dynamic environment very early on.
What kind of data?
Everything. GIS data, those layered digital maps showing utilities, soil types, zoning.
Right.
Highly detailed 3D terrain info, maybe from drone surveys or LiDAR scans. Plus contextual stuff, traffic patterns, nearby amenities, demographics.
So a really rich picture of the site and its surroundings.
Extremely rich. And they use all this to create conceptual models almost immediately, much faster and more detailed than traditional sketches or basic CAD.
So they can visualize things quickly.
Visualize, yes, but also test. They can rapidly iterate through different site layouts. What if we put the park here? How does rotating this building affect shadows or wind? They can run scenarios, stress test different options against potential challenges, market shifts, environmental issues, all within this digital sandbox.
Before spending big money or making firm commitments.
Precisely. It transforms planning from being reactive to being predictive. It fundamentally lowers the risk profile.
That clarity must be invaluable for clients, especially in civil engineering outsourcing, where you need reliable insights fast.
Immense clarity and confidence, it helps make those critical early-stage decisions much more solid.
Okay, so the vision is validated, digitally modeled, stress-tested. What comes next feels like?
Well, the really daunting part for many. Approvals and due diligence.
Ah, yes, the regulatory maze.
Exactly. Navigating all those rules, permits. It seems incredibly complex. For anyone outsourcing civil engineering, this must be a huge area of concern. Potential for major delays, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is where the regulatory environment really comes into play, sometimes with a vengeance. And it's an area where AXA Engineers' deep expertise is just critical. It can genuinely save a project from months, even years of delays, or from costly redesigns forced by regulators, or worse, outright rejection.
So what are the key outputs here? What are they actually producing?
It involves producing a whole suite of critical documents, things like detailed zoning reports, meticulously outlining what's legally permissible on that specific parcel, height limits, setbacks, allowed uses, parking requirements, the works.
Then, comprehensive environmental impact assessments. Understanding the project's footprint, planning mitigation measures, wetlands, endangered species, runoff.
Sensitive stuff.
Very. And of course, all the necessary municipal permit applications, getting that official green light from the local city or county.
These aren't just forms to fill out then.
Oh, far from it. These documents define the project's legal and physical boundaries. They dictate size, density, use, sometimes even aesthetics. Mastering this stage, knowing the local codes, the state laws, the federal environmental regs inside and out, is absolutely paramount for a civil engineering outsourcing partner like AXA Engineers.
Because you could design something amazing that simply isn't allowed.
Happens more often than you'd think with less experienced teams. AXA Engineers make sure what they plan can be built legally and practically.
And what about tricky sites? Steep slopes, unstable soil, maybe flood-prone areas? Those must add layers of complexity to the approvals process.
Oh, absolutely. Those aren't just minor details. They require a very specific, highly specialized approach. And that's another area where AXA Engineers really shines. When dealing with challenging terrain or floodplains, they focus intensely on understanding and addressing things like environmental buffer requirements or specific land use restrictions.
Things that might limit where or how you can build.
Exactly. These can fundamentally alter the usable area of a site or dictate very specific, often more expensive construction techniques. Their strategy: early, proactive engagement with all the relevant regulatory agencies.
Not just submitting paperwork and waiting.
No, it's about dialogue. It's about understanding the agency's concerns up front, presenting solutions, and working collaboratively. Think about, say, finding an unexpected wetland during initial studies. Instead of a major redesign crisis later, AXA's early engagement might mean negotiating a specific buffer zone, maybe subtly shifting a road alignment by a few meters using precise digital tools.
Saving months of back and forth and potential appeals.
Potentially saving millions, avoiding project-killing delays. And alongside that engagement, they create incredibly detailed documentation, robust, defensible reports for every aspect.
So it's about de-risking that whole entitlement process.
Completely. It secures the legal right to build much more reliably and drastically cuts the odds of those frustrating downstream delays that plague so many projects.
For clients looking at civil engineering outsourcing, seeing that level of proactive regulatory management, that must build incredible confidence.
It really does. It demonstrates their commitment to smoothing out the entire project lifecycle right from the very beginning. It's invaluable.
Okay, so entitlements secured, legal hurdles cleared, the vision is approved. Now we move into design and engineering. This is where it really takes shape, right? Even if it's still digital.
Precisely. This is the stage where that approved vision, along with all the regulatory constraints, the site data, everything, it all gets synthesized into a highly detailed digital asset, usually using software like Autodesk Civil 3D.
And you called this the virtual twin earlier.
Yeah. That's the concept, constructing a complete, data-rich virtual replica of the entire project. And this digital twin becomes the single source of truth. Everyone involved, civil engineers, landscape architects, structural guys, utility planners, they all work from this one unified model.
Eliminating inconsistencies between different drawings or disciplines.
Exactly. It ensures absolute consistency and prevents those costly miscommunications that happen when people are working off different or outdated information. For civil engineering outsourcing, that seamless collaboration is a huge advantage.
That sounds incredibly powerful. What are some specific things this virtual twin lets AXA engineers do? What capabilities really make a difference?
Oh, the capabilities are extensive. For instance, Civil 3D has these advanced grading optimization tools. These allow AXA engineers to expertly balance the cut and fill operations, the earth moving, even on really complex hilly sites.
How does that work?
It's not just manual calculation. They use algorithms that iterate through possibilities to find the most cost-effective and environmentally sound grading plan, often in minutes. It helps them achieve a near-perfect balance of cut and fill. That means less soil being trucked around, sometimes none needing to be hauled off-site or brought in.
Huge savings in time, fuel, cost, and environmental impact.
Massive savings. And because they integrate super accurate survey data directly into the model, the topography is precise. Every contour, every slope reflects reality.
So the virtual accuracy translates directly to real-world accuracy.
It does. And that detailed model is crucial for the next part, too.
Which is?
Utilities and water management, often major headaches in civil projects, right?
Definitely. Especially water runoff and drainage on big sites.
Right. So these aren't just afterthoughts laid on top. Hydrology and utility planning are fully integrated into the Civil 3D model. AXA Engineers uses the software's Storm and Sanitary Analysis Tools, SSA, they call it.
Okay.
This lets them simulate how water will flow, where it will collect, how drainage systems will perform across the entire site under different conditions like heavy storms.
So they can test the drainage design virtually.
They can test and optimize it, designing detention ponds, pipe networks, culverts, making sure everything meets stringent regulations for water quality and quantity control, but also doing it cost-effectively.
Designing infrastructure that can handle big rain events without flooding or causing environmental problems downstream.
Exactly, and without requiring massive, overly expensive excavation or structures, it's about smart, resilient, compliant design.
That foresight is incredible. And I'm guessing this detailed virtual twin also helps spot problems between different systems.
You nailed it. That's another massive benefit. Advanced clash detection. Meaning the software automatically identifies potential physical conflicts within the model. Like, is a proposed water line going to run right through a planned electrical duct bank? Is a sewer pipe too close to a building foundation?
Finding those collisions digitally before they happen in the field.
Yes. This preemptive approach is revolutionary. It virtually eliminates those incredibly costly field modifications and redesigns.
The kind that halt construction, cause delays, and blow budgets.
Exactly those. They're notorious in traditional projects. For a firm considering civil engineering outsourcing, AXA Engineers' ability to find and fix these clashes digitally upfront. That represents enormous savings and predictability.
It really sounds like a completely different way of working. Smoother, smarter.
It's about leveraging technology to build in certainty.
So looking at these first three stages, vision, approvals, design, it feels incredibly integrated, almost futuristic. What's the big picture goal here? Why integrate so tightly before breaking ground?
The overarching goal, the absolute emphasis throughout these initial stages for AXA Engineers, is information quality and deep systemic integration. Success isn't measured by speed alone. It's measured by the completeness, the accuracy, the reliability of that digital and legal framework they establish before any physical work starts.
Building that solid foundation of knowledge and permissions?
Precisely. So by the time they're actually ready to start construction, every major identifiable risk, regulatory, technical, financial, has been systematically analyzed, addressed, and mitigated. It's not just about spotting problems, it's solving them virtually first, iterating, optimizing.
That level of pre-planning must give clients incredible peace of mind.
It does. It's a hallmark of AXA Engineers' approach to civil engineering outsourcing.
Well,
It provides unparalleled confidence that the major pitfalls have already been navigated. It turns uncertainty into predictable execution.
okay, so the digital blueprint is robust, detailed, de-risked. Fantastic. But now comes the moment of truth, right? Execution.
Where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Even the best plan needs flawless execution. How does AXA Engineers ensure that the precision they achieve virtually translates to the messy reality of a construction site?
That transition is critical, and it's where their systems approach really gets tested. You're right, this is where many projects stumble. On large-scale jobs, execution failures often come down to disjointed processes. You see coordination breakdowns between the design office and the field crews. Information gets lost, things get misinterpreted.
Or crews working off outdated plans?
Happens all the time, leading to rework nobody budgeted for. Or just inefficient site logistics materials aren't there, equipment is in the wrong place. It all causes delays.
And drives up costs.
Invariably. These are exactly the issues AXA Engineers' integrated approach, which, again, is so vital for a civil engineering outsourcing partner, is designed to prevent.
So how do they bridge that gap? Let's start with the first physical step. Site preparation and infrastructure. How does the digital plan guide the actual earth moving?
Right. This is the first real-world validation of that digital blueprint. AXA Engineers uses GPS-guided grading equipment.
Okay, I've heard of that. Machine control.
Exactly. But it's not just fancy tech, it's connected tech. The highly accurate digital terrain model they created in Civil 3D. It gets exported and loaded directly onto the grading machinery, the bulldozers, the graders.
So the machine knows the design plan.
Precisely. Onboard systems allow the machine to automatically adjust its blade in real time to match the design specifications exactly. Millimeter accuracy sometimes. This ensures the cut and fill, the shaping of the land, meets the design intent with a level of precision simply impossible with traditional methods like manual staking.
Big gains in accuracy and efficiency.
Huge gains, often significantly faster and using less fuel too. And at the same time, those SSA hydraulic simulations they ran, they ensure the complex pipe networks, culverts, drainage systems are installed at the exact grades and locations specified.
Mitigating flood risk right from the start, ensuring compliance.
Correct, so that physical groundwork becomes a perfect reflection of the optimized digital plan. For clients using civil engineering outsourcing, that level of field accuracy is incredibly reassuring.
Okay, site prep is dialed in. What about the actual construction phase? Buildings going up, roads being paved, lots of moving parts, different teams. How do they keep everyone coordinated?
During active construction, the Autodesk Construction Cloud, or ACC, becomes the central nervous system for the project, managed by AXA Engineers.
ACC, what does that do?
Think of it as a real-time cloud-based hub. It manages document sharing, ensures everyone has the latest version of the plans, tracks issues, facilitates communication.
So no more wondering if you have the right drawing.
Exactly. It eliminates that ambiguity. Every stakeholder, the GC, the subs, the architect, the engineers, even the owner, works from the same current information set in ACC. This dramatically reduces the number of RFIs, those requests for information that slow things down, and crucially, it cuts down on costly rework caused by using outdated plans.
A single source of truth, accessible to everyone, everywhere.
That's the power of it. It keeps the entire team aligned as construction progresses. Decisions get made faster based on accurate, real-time data, essential for successful civil engineering outsourcing, where collaboration is key.
Makes sense. Now, site logistics always seems like a huge challenge. Big trucks, materials, equipment. How do they manage that flow safely and efficiently?
Yeah, site logistics can be a real puzzle, and safety is paramount. AXA Engineers uses another specialized tool here, Autodesk Vehicle Tracking.
The vehicle tracking.
Yep. It lets them model and meticulously plan the movement of large construction vehicles. They can simulate the swept paths of dump trucks, concrete mixers, cranes.
To make sure they can actually maneuver around the site.
Exactly. To verify that temporary haul roads are wide enough, turns are manageable, staging areas are functional, and most importantly, safe for everyone. No bottlenecks, no dangerous conflicts.
Planning the traffic flow before the traffic arrives.
Precisely. And this modeling isn't just for the temporary construction setup. They also use it to check the permanent transportation routes within the development, making sure intersections, cul-de-sacs, loading zones can comfortably handle service vehicles, emergency vehicles, garbage trucks, the long-term functionality.
Thinking ahead to how the place will actually operate.
It results in a site that's efficient during construction and safe and usable long after. It really shows AXA Engineers' comprehensive view, vital for good civil engineering outsourcing. They consider the whole life cycle.
Okay, so the system clearly brings huge benefits during construction. But you mentioned life cycle. The work doesn't just stop when the construction crews leave, does it?
Not at all. The value proposition from AXA Engineers, driven by their systems approach, extends well beyond physical completion.
How does it help with, say, marketing and sales? That seems like a totally different world from engineering.
You'd think so, but there's a strong connection. AXA Engineers uses their detailed 3D models to create high-fidelity visualizations. We're talking stunning, photorealistic images, immersive video fly-throughs, showing exactly what the finished project will look like, often generated long before it's built.
Yeah, so prospective buyers can really see it, feel it.
Exactly. These renderings are incredibly powerful marketing tools. They communicate the vision, the lifestyle, the amenities far better than flat drawings or brochures. This helps developers secure pre-sales agreements, which is often crucial for project financing. And it validates that initial market research they did way back at the start.
It bridges the gap between technical plans and what a buyer understands.
Perfectly put. It makes the project tangible and desirable early on, a significant added value for clients, especially those using civil engineering outsourcing who need to demonstrate project viability quickly.
And then, beyond sales, people move in, the place becomes operational. How does the AXA Engineers approach support the long-term life of the development?
This is where the focus shifts to long-term value and operational efficiency. AXA Engineers delivers intelligent BIM models, building information models.
BIM models, more than just 3D geometry.
Much more. These models are generated directly from the data-rich workflows used during design and construction. They contain not just the geometry, but vast amounts of information about the components. Think precise locations and specs for underground utilities, details on structural elements, HVAC systems, landscaping components, everything.
A complete digital record of the asset.
Exactly. This information is invaluable for owners and facility managers. Need to do maintenance, make repairs, plan future renovations or expansions. The BIM model tells you exactly what's where, what materials were used, who the manufacturer was. It prevents costly guesswork, like digging blindly for a utility line.
Streamlines maintenance, improves efficiency, protects the asset's value.
Absolutely. The accuracy and completeness of these models are essential for efficient facility management and directly contribute to the asset's longevity and overall value. It's the final piece, showing AXA Engineers' commitment through the entire life cycle, a key aspect of truly comprehensive civil engineering outsourcing.
Wow. This has been incredibly insightful. We've gone from that initial vision all the way to long-term operation. It's so clear how interconnected everything is in the AXA Engineers process.
That's the core takeaway, isn't it? Interconnectedness. Every stage builds on the last. The quality and richness of that digital model, that virtual twin, underpins everything that follows. From the GPS machines grading the site, to the real-time collaboration in ACC during construction, right through to the BIM model used for operations years later.
It transforms it from a series of potentially disconnected steps
Into one cohesive, predictable, system-driven process. It builds certainty into what can otherwise be a very uncertain business.
So, bringing it back to the big picture, especially for companies evaluating civil engineering outsourcing options, what's the real innovation here? What makes AXA Engineers stand out?
The true innovation, I think, isn't just one piece of software or one technique. It's the seamless integration of people, process, and technology across every single stage. It's how AXA Engineers aligns their deep expertise, that 15-plus years of hard-won experience with these advanced digital tools like Civil 3D, InfoWorks, ACC.
Creating that predictable process.
Exactly. A predictable process that consistently mitigates risk, often significantly reducing unforeseen costs and speeding up timelines, and maximizes value for their clients. And it's not just about the tech. They back it up with things like their client advocate program, ensuring everyone benefits: clients, partners, the community. It's about responsible development, high-quality engineering.
That integrated risk-averse approach plus the client focus. That's a powerful combination for civil engineering outsourcing.
It's a key differentiator. It builds trust.
It definitely sounds like more than just a service provider. It sounds like a genuine partnership, built on that solid foundation of experience and proven results.
That's exactly right. Over 15 years of delivering complex projects successfully. That track record, combined with their commitment to these advanced systematic workflows, gives clients enormous confidence. They know AXA Engineers can handle the complexities and deliver.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? Maybe you're the visionary with the next big project idea, or perhaps you're the firm looking to refine your civil engineering outsourcing strategy.
We've heard today how AXA Engineers doesn't just, build things, they engineer certainty. They take that potentially chaotic journey of land development and turn it into something planned, predictable, digitally supported, ultimately successful. It's a blueprint for success itself. And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. If the biggest risks in development truly are mitigated before construction starts, and if that mitigation depends on this kind of integrated, systems-driven approach built on deep expertise, what complex challenges, what ambitious goals could your firm confidently tackle if you had AXA Engineers as a partner? What would it mean if your project started with that 90% planning baseline with major risks already addressed?
Think about that. Consider this an invitation, really. If you're seeking truly reliable civil engineering outsourcing partners, or if you want to adopt these kinds of value-maximizing workflows yourself, imagine how it could transform your projects. Don't just hope for success, engineer it. Contact AXA Engineers today. Find out how their integrated approach can fundamentally change your project's trajectory for the better. And as always, we genuinely love hearing from you. Your thoughts, your questions, leave a comment, reach out, let us know what topics you'd like us to tackle next.
Yes, keep the conversation going.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building smarter.